So when I grew up back in the 70s, before you were even a twinkle in your parents' eye, as they would say, we didn't have all the input. I think we still had voices, but they weren't so readily available. Like we weren't able to constantly get in touch with people, and we didn't have, cell phones. We didn't have social media, any of those things. And now I feel like we're barraged with information nonstop.
No, agree. It is amplified and multiplied. And I mean, there's just constantly something coming at us. I mean, again, I even think about like when you're on social media or your laptop and you've got like those little notifications that keep popping up in that right-hand corner. I mean, there's just something.
Turn those things off. You can turn those off, right?
Yeah, I probably should.
You probably should. Well, I mean, think about like even on the phone, like we'll have things pop up on the phone, and I silence some, I keep some on there, and I have I did learn on the phone you can turn on your favorites, and you can knock out everything out. So the only things that'll pop up are the ones from like the people you've favorited, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
I do that in like
nice.
the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Like I only you can't text me after midnight unless you're on my favorite list.
I do. Yes, I do have that set up, and like emergency purposes. So like if you call me at 3 a.m., it ain't ringing unless you're like a parent or.
Well, that's true.
Something.
All right. So with that though, let's think about it. Why is it we listen to everything? Because all right, before let me back up a little bit.
Yes.
Before we get to that, what made us start to seek input from everybody else? Or do you think we're not necessarily seeking it, but people are giving it?
I think it's a mix.
Okay.
Because we as people continue to grow and learn and discover new things.
Right.
Which is where you would think of all the self-help books, you're like, don't we know everything that there is to know? But like, no, there's always a new method, a new way of doing something. We discover a new way that our brain works.
Right.
Which is kind of where my mind started to go when we were talking about this topic. Is there's certain things that I feel like as people we seek out because we want to get better in a certain way.
Okay.
Then there are individuals based on what we have seen them go through in life that we would seek their opinion if we encounter that same situation in life.
All right, so let's stick, because those are two different things.
Okay,
So let's stay on this. So the
Okay.
self-help thing, because I am a professional. I can't even. I'm a professional. I'm a personal and professional development junkie. I love all things development. I love self-help books. I love nonfiction. I love reading all the things, right? But I feel like so often it's either trendy,
Yes.
or it's something that we're looking for a quick fix.
Yes.
And I feel like a lot of times, and I determined this during way before, but it was solidified for me during the crazy pandemic and craziness we've had the last few years. You can find support to whatever argument you have about anything. So I feel like with a lot of self-help, we're looking for either support of what we think we already know, which is why we seek so many opinions, because we'll seek them until we get the answer we want.
Yep.
Or we're looking for a quick fix.
Yep.
So I think, with self-help, we'll see the things that are trendy, but they may not necessarily make lasting impact on somebody.
Yes.
So we go to find the next thing. And we go to find the next thing. And and I feel like too often people are looking for a quick fix.
Yes.
Or the answer they're looking for. Like we just want these remedies like, instead of doing the hard work and going to the gym. And I mean, we talk about working out a lot on here. I've got some friends that are friggin' ripped, right? They work their butts off. I can't expect to have the results they have because I don't put in the work they put in. Same thing with self-help. You can't expect to read a book and miraculously be better.
No, it becomes an addiction of the next thing, to your point.
Yeah.
I also wonder how much that perpetuates this constant, I'm not good enough as well. Like, how much change can you force yourself to take on in a year?